Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Minoti Chatterjee with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India stands in solidarity with the people of Sri Lanka and cowardly acts of terror cannot defeat the nation's spirit. India and Maldives reaffirm their stand against terrorism in all its forms. Trade and economy ministers of G20 nations meet in Japanese city of Tsukuba to discuss trade rules and finances. In ICC Cricket World Cup, India to take on Australia at Oval this afternoon. And in French Open tennis, Rafael Nadal to face Dominic Thiem in men's singles final at Philippe Chartier. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Sri Lanka today on the second leg of his maiden trip abroad after taking over the reins of government for a second time. He was received at the airport by Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and other senior officials of the government. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said he is happy to be back in Sri Lanka, his third visit to the island nation in last 4 years. He said India never forgets its friends when they are in need. Prime Minister went directly to St. Anthony Church, which was the target of Easter Sunday attacks, and offered his condolences to the victims. Mr. Modi in a tweet said he is confident that Sri Lanka will rise again and cowardly acts of terror cannot defeat the spirit of the island nation. He said India stands in solidarity with the people of Sri Lanka. Our correspondent reports that Mr. Modi will address the Indian community. Mr. Modi is the first head of government to visit Sri Lanka after Easter, which killed 258 people, including 45 foreigners. Prime Minister's visit is mainly aimed at expressing solidarity with victims of Easter Sunday attacks and to reaffirm his neighbourhood first policy. Tight security measures are in place in capital Colombo and special traffic plan has been implemented to ensure ease of movement. Several landmarks in the city have been decorated with national flags of both countries and billboards to welcome Prime Minister Modi. Mr. Modi made 2 visits to Sri Lanka during his first term and stressed upon close economic and strategic cooperation between the two neighbours. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will arrive at Tirumala to offer prayers at the famous hill shrine of Lord Venkateshwara in Tirupati after completing his Sri Lanka visit this evening. Andhra Pradesh Chief Secretary L.V. Subramaniam held a video conference with TTD Executive Officer Anil Kumar Singhal, Chittoor District Collector and others in this regard. Elaborate security arrangements have been made for the Prime Minister's visit. India and Maldives have reaffirmed their stand against terrorism in all its forms. The two countries also agreed to further enhance close cooperation and decided to intensify economic and cultural relations between their citizens. The two countries reviewed an array of bilateral relations during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's state visit to Maldives yesterday. We have more from our correspondent.
Making it clear that India wants every nation in the region develop, prosper and become self-dependent, Prime Minister Modi assured on all fora that India will extend fullest possible help for Maldives. In one of its kind visit yesterday in Malé, Mr. Modi led delegation-level talks between India and Maldives, besides holding bilateral talks with President Soli on an array of bilateral relations. While addressing Maldives Parliament, he also highlighted an urgent need for paying attention to have a global conclave to eliminate terrorism in all forms.
आतंकवाद हमारे समय की एक बड़ी चुनौती है. ये खतरा एक देश या एक क्षेत्र के लिए नहीं, ये खतरा पूरी मानवता के लिए है. कोई दिन नहीं जब आतंकवाद कहीं किसी जगह अपना भयानक रूप दिखाकर किसी निर्दोष की जान न लेता. आतंकवाद की स्टेट स्पॉन्सरशिप सबसे बड़ा खतरा बना हुआ है. यह बहुत बड़ा दुर्भाग्य है कि लोग अभी भी गुड टेररिस्ट और बैड टेररिस्ट का भेद करने की गलती कर रहे हैं. पानी अब सर से ऊपर निकल रहा है. आतंकवाद की चुनौती से भली प्रकार से निपटने के लिए सभी मानवतावादी शक्तियों का एकजुट होना जरूरी है.
Besides, he highlighted the need for strengthening people-to-people relations by improving connectivity and areas like human resource development, health and education, so that the living standards of people will go up.
Lakshmi from Mali.
During the Prime Minister's visit, India and Maldives signed 5 MOUs and a technical agreement. Janata Dal United National Executive Meeting is underway in Patna to chalk out its future political strategy. Party President Nitish Kumar is presiding over the meet at his official residence. Besides, party chief of various states, office bearers of party are also participating. Party General Secretary K.C. Tyagi said prime objective of today's meeting is to discuss how to strengthen the party base outside Bihar. Mr. Tyagi said discussions also include contesting assembly elections in Delhi and Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier, after starting the party's membership drive yesterday, Mr. Kumar said the JDU is an ally partner of the NDA in Bihar only, and the party is free for independent political activities in other states. Mr. Kumar said the party will fight on all assembly seats in Jharkhand separately. Nitish Kumar said the party's Vice President Prashant Kishore will be asked to explain his stand on devising poll strategy for West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in the assembly elections due in 2021. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has said that the draft national education policy proposed by the central government focuses on national needs and ethos and will prepare students to be best among in the global context. Saying that it calls for pragmatic language policy, the Vice President noted that the mother tongue is given its due importance, but proficiency in other languages is required to advance in a multilingual world. The Vice President was speaking at the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in Bengaluru today. He laid emphasis on the need to ensure that the country's education system is revamped to equip our children and youth with the knowledge, skills and attitudes required for the 21st century. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Trade and economy ministers of the group of 20 major economies met today in Japan to discuss ways to reorder trade rules and finances in an era of technological change and protectionism. The meetings of financial leaders in the southern city of Fukuoka and the economic ministers in Tsukuba near Tokyo are aiming to forge a consensus on a range of issues to be endorsed by leaders who will meet in late June in Osaka. Yesterday, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal attended the G20 ministerial meeting on trade and digital economy in Japan. In a series of tweets, Mr. Goyal said he participated in the discussions relating to increasing trade and cooperation to harness the potential of digital economy. Imports from Pakistan to India have declined by 92% to $2.84 million in March this year, after imposition of 200% customs duties on all products following Pulwama terror attack. During January-March period of 2018-19 fiscal, the imports from Pakistan declined by 47% to $53.65 million. India's exports to Pakistan too have dipped by about 32% to over $771 million in March. However, the exports grew by 7.4% to $2 billion during 2018-19. India had revoked the MFN Most Favoured Nation status to Pakistan in the aftermath of the terror attack. It was granted to Pakistan in 1996. In Afghanistan, the Taliban have rejected a call for ceasefire by peace marchers known as the People's Peace Movement. The PPM said yesterday that the talks had revealed deep differences between the sides. PPM members set off on a long march from the capital of the southern province of Helmand, Lashkargah, to the Taliban-controlled Musa Qala district to personally extend an appeal for ceasefire. PPM leader Iqbal Khyber, who was present at the talks, told a press conference that they discussed ceasefire issues, but the Taliban commanders said that they will announce ceasefire once U.S. troops leave Afghanistan. Businesses and workers at the U.S.-Mexico border in California have expressed relief over the scrapping of planned tariffs, which had threatened to deal a devastating blow to a region built on cross-frontier trade. Senior officials announced an agreement to avert the tariffs after 3 days of intense negotiations, to the delight of border workers. Trump had warned of a 5% tariff on all Mexican goods coming into the United States on Monday, rising to 25% by October if Mexico did not move to seriously addressing the northward flow of migrants from Central America. And back home, in Maharashtra, one person was killed and 3 others injured as thunderstorm and pre-monsoon rains hit parts of Nashik district yesterday. A local police official said trees were uprooted due to stormy winds and power supply disrupted in various localities in the region. A 70-year-old woman died when the tin roof of her house in Wadala locality collapsed during the rains coupled with thunderstorm. 3 members of her family were also injured in the incident. In Assam, ruling BJP spokesperson Dr. Numal Momin said that several projects initiated by the centre and the state government would ensure development of all people. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Momin said that stress had been given on health, education, industry and infrastructure sectors. He said the longest bridge of Asia will be constructed at Phulbari in Dhubri district and a detailed project report is being prepared. He said that rural connectivity has also got a big boost in the state. Mr. Momin also said that environment-friendly ethanol will be produced within 4 years in the state, as the centre has initiated a 9,500 crore rupees project for it. Dr. Momin said that the Assam government is setting up 12 girls' colleges in minority areas. Assam Transport Minister Chandra Mohan Patwari said that Assam is endowed with rich navigable inland waterways, which can play an active role in the socio-economic development of the region by providing accessibility at a minimal cost. The state has 15 national waterways spanning almost 2,100 kilometers of waterways. Chairing a review meeting in Guwahati recently, he underscored the necessity of tapping the vast potentiality of river navigation in the state. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting and Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Mr. Prakash Javadekar has said that people from Pune are eager to see pollution-free Mula and Mutha rivers, and Modi government has decided to fulfill their dream. He was speaking to media before the review meeting on pollution abatement of Mula-Mutha River in Pune today. He assured the union government will repay loan expected from foreign agency for this purpose. For the pollution abatement of rivers Mula-Mutha, central government has signed a loan agreement with the Japan International Cooperation Agency under the National River Conservation Plan in the year 2015. The total cost of the project is 990 crore rupees. And now news from the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup.
India will take on their arch rivals Australia at the Oval today in the second match of the tournament. The two-time champions led by Virat Kohli in this edition will be desperate to lay down a marker against the 5-time world champions. India began their World Cup campaign with a comprehensive 6-wicket win over South Africa. Australia on their part got better of Afghanistan in their first match and then fought off a stiff challenge from West Indies to claim full points in their second. The match will see some mouth-watering matchups like Virat Kohli facing Mitchell Starc and Yuzvendra Chahal and Jasprit Bumrah challenging David Warner and Steven Smith. Both the teams have clashed 11 times in the ICC's showpiece event, with the 5-time champions winning on 8 occasions. Both are neck and neck, and fans will have a cracker irrespective of the result. Anuja Bhardwajan, Sports Desk.
All India Radio will broadcast ball-by-ball bilingual commentary alternately in English and Hindi from 2:30 p.m. onwards. This can be listened on Rajdhani and FM Rainbow Network and DTH Hindi. In French Open tennis, fourth-seeded Dominic Thiem will face Rafael Nadal in the men's singles final at Philippe Chartier this evening. Yesterday in men's singles, Thiem defeated Novak Djokovic 2-6, 6-3, 5-7, 7-5, 5-7 in a marathon semi-final marred by wind and rain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India stands in solidarity with the people of Sri Lanka and cowardly acts of terror cannot defeat the nation's spirit. India and Maldives reaffirm their stand against terrorism in all its forms. Trade and economy ministers of G20 nations meet in Japanese city of Tsukuba to discuss trade rules and finances. In ICC Cricket World Cup, India to take on Australia at Oval this afternoon. And in French Open tennis, Rafael Nadal to face Dominic Thiem in men's singles final at Philippe Chartier. For details of the story,